Bond students have been in every Olympics since '92. How do they do it?
Bond is known for its prowess in the sporting domain.
With incredible facilities throughout campus, it means you can easily transition from this to this. Sport is alive and well at Bond University.
Please welcome to the arena the Southport Sharks.
Grand final day, everyone, which for some people is a bit like saying Merry Christmas. In fact, it may be even better. Welcome to Brighton Homes Arena in Springfield. For the second time in 3 years, the host venue for the Bond University QAFLW Grand Final Day at 2:30. It's
Number
the
two,
seniors
Sienna
grand
Mary.
final between the
Number
Southport
6,
Sharks
Captain
and the
Georgia
Morningside
Hamilton.
Panthers.
Number
But
12,
first, in
Alera
reserve
Usher.
grade,
Number
Southport
14,
is going to
Isabel
become the
Bell.
first club in the
Number
history of
15,
Bond University
Alan
QAFLW
Number
to
16,
go back-to-back
Hines.
in
Number
both
24,
grades.
Jesse
Standing in their
Stewart.
way
Number
is the
25,
Bond University
Matilda
Bull
Clarkson.
Sharks, the most successful
27,
team in the
Arthur
history
McDonald.
of the
Number
QAFLW
30,
reserve
Ali
grade competition,
Dyer.
which began in
Number 32,
2019.
Tilly
In
Lacey.
fact, they've
Number
won in
37,
every odd
Sarah
numbered
Henson.
year that this competition has
Number
been
38,
played.
Kayla
They are
Ireland.
looking to
Number
continue that
39,
streak
Madison
today.
Furlong.
Plenty of
Number
seniors
41,
on the ground
Nikita
playing senior
Irvine.
experience.
Number
Maybe
43,
some future
Jess
AFLW
Matthews.
stars here. The
Number
2021
44,
grand final.
Anika
Three
Vanderclyde.
players
Number
now
46,
in the
Carl
AFLW
Radford.
squad.
Number 47,
Thank you
Riley
for joining
Perry.
us. My name
Number
is Daniel
51,
Riles. It is an
Lacey
absolute
Dunn.
pleasure to be
Number
with you
58,
today. And joining me
Isabel
for her
Lowe.
first
Coach
QAFLW
Laura
Grand
Dunn.
Final Day from the
And their opponent,
you basically
Southport
run
Sharks.
everything on AFL Gold Coast. It's Ashley Newton-Spence. Ash,
Number
welcome to Christmas.
8, Abby Flipple. Number 16, Joanne Belkay. Number 22, Bendy Crabtree. Number 26, Hayden Mackey. Number 30, Sienna Burnham. Number 31, Eliza Hand. Number 33,
Football clubs are wonderful places, and when you have more than one grade, obviously, you know, you love the seniors. That's sort of how you ultimately judge the success of your club is by the senior side. But when people talk about who embodies the club most of all, they're normally talking about a reserve grader. This is where the clubs are fleshed out, and you often get the real personalities in the club.
Absolutely, and you only have to look at VFL. The voice of VFL players that the AFL players are pointing out that they're the real core of it, and they keep everybody together. And it's so much fun to watch, especially when they go deep. Both clubs go through, which we get to see with Southport here today. Even Bond went pretty deep into the final. finals as well. So they've had their girls running the whole time. So today should be an absolute cracker.
And I have seen obviously the seniors from Southport are here, and they'll probably watch the first half and then head underneath at half time. But the Bond University seniors are hopefully out of camera shot, but they are in the grandstand today. In fact, they may have even moved down a bit closer to the boundary to make their presence felt. But the one club mentality, which is pretty much a constant, well, it is a constant across all 10 clubs.
Absolutely.
In the Bond University QAFLW. Bond University's 5th consecutive appearance in this grand final, because in between winning in the odd-numbered years, they've lost the last 2 even-numbered years, and the 3rd time in 4 years we've had a Shark Stoush in the reserve grade grand final.
Oh, it's just the stats are coming out of you at a rate of knots, Daniel. We don't waste them all early. We've got the whole game to get through yet.
It's a way of praising the teams for the for the consistency that they've shown. Southport, the last 2 times these teams have met, Bond got the better of them early in the year, but it's been big wins to Southport. However, the preliminary final last week, the football that Bond Reserves played against Morningside was elite level. It's the way that they were moving the ball around and backing each other up. Reserve grade teams shouldn't be able to play like that, really. And so, in one sense, you can look at the seniors to see how the standard of women's football has risen. You can look at reserve grade as well.
Oh, and it's what's fantastic about women's footy everywhere you look. You can even go out. We've had junior grand finals in all of our youth competitions across Queensland in the last week. And even to see how good the under-17s girls are, even the under-13s girls, the skills that are coming through from our girls across the state, especially here in southeast Queensland, is just magnificent. They can do things that we only could have dreamed of 10 years ago when AFLW started, and the absolute trickle-down effect that's had, and the ability it's opened up to our girls here in southeast Queensland is just fantastic.
A couple of veterans on the field today. I mean, and they've played in grand finals before. One, the centre halfback and captain for Southport is Tennille Kriska, who played for Bond University when they lost the 2021 seniors grand final. She was Tennille Wilshire back then. But now in her late 20s, and if she wanted to go to another club, like she could play seniors for about 5 or 6 other clubs in the Bond University QAFL. The other one I'd like to point out is, and I'm going to say her age because she can have a go at me later for it, but 36-year-old Jess Matthews, who played for Wilston Grange in the winning 2018 grand final in the Bond University QAFLW. First year at Bond, and she's back here on grand final day.
It's great to see the amount that the sticking together, the first girl you mentioned there, just the wanting Tennille, thank you, wanting to stay at her club with her teammates and really just help them grow along the way. And that's what the reserves often do as well. It is a bit of a development, but it's also somewhere where those older girls can come back and can really guide the future of the club.
Thank you very much, Ash. We're just waiting for the players to line up for the national anthems. And regardless of what you think of the national anthem, I think any time you're in a sporting event where it's played, you kind of get the feeling of, oh, this just got real. This is a
tingles are here.
So it will be a recorded version of the grand final, but let's go down to the ground for the anthems.
Good morning, everyone, and on behalf of AFL Queensland, welcome to the 2025 Bond University QAFLW Reserves Grand Final between the Southport Sharks and the Bond University Bull Sharks. On behalf of AFL Queensland, I'd like to acknowledge the Yugambeh people as the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and play today, and pay respects to their elders past and present. I'd now like to invite everyone who can to join our players and officials in being upstanding for the playing of the Australian National Anthem.
It's grand final day. Bond University, QAFLW. Obviously, when Bond University is playing, it can sound a bit monotonous, but this is the 9th year that Bond University Sport has been the naming rights sponsor of the elite Queensland Women's Club competition, and we are so grateful for their support. So thank you for all the work that Bond University Sport does. Bond University Bull Sharks on the field. Today's umpires, and there's plenty of senior grade experience in the lineup. In the field, it's Jason Mitchell and Jess Cunning. On the boundary, Jono Steele and Jake Dixon. And in goal, Bryce Franklin and Finn Maddock. To the 6 of you, congratulations on your appointments today, and I wish you the perfect game, because as much as players and spectators occasionally like to entertain fantasies of bias and umpires, they don't dream of a particular team winning a match. They dream of having a perfect game.
Absolutely, and we know that they'll absolutely be completely unbiased today. They'll do their best job. Everybody makes mistakes. That's what happens in football. Umpires are allowed to make them just as much as the players are, but as long as they're consistent, that's all we want for the day.
I never make any mistakes, Alicia,
no.
So thank you for saying that. Just a little bit of cloud cover came over the ground just as we've been talking. That won't last. It is largely a sunny day. The temperature is in the low 20s. The breeze at the moment, for some reason the people at Brighton Homes Arena put the flags at this ground on top of the commentary area instead of on the other side of the ground. There is an indication, though, from some marquees over to our right that the breeze is blowing from left to right as you look at the screens. That's from the north towards the train station, although it won't get there because it'll hit the Lions clubhouse in the middle. Very grateful to the Lions this year and in 2023. Last year it was the Gold Coast Suns home ground at Carrara. We are so lucky and grateful to have these wonderful facilities in South East Queensland.
It's the facility levels of how good they've got is such a reflection of how good footy is here in Queensland. Our facilities keep getting better. It gives everybody the opportunity to play in such wonderful facilities, and this is what you get. You get great games like today.
Bond University will be running to the left of your screen, so they'll be going into the wind in the first quarter. Tennille Langdale, number 33 for Southport, will contest the first ruck. Underway in the reserve grade grand final of 2025. Jess Cunning gets her underway. It was Tilly Lacey in the ruck for Bond University. Nothing coming out of there early.
It's going to be a hot start. I can just feel it.
Well, there's 2 ways it can go, hot or contested. Comes out wide to Pluples. Pluples, lots of senior experience. Gets the first inside 50. Not able to be brought down by Featherstone, who scored the opening goal for the seniors in the qualifying final. Turned over in defence. Strong tackle from Holly Wall. Turned over again, Crabtree. Just had it knocked from her grasp. Went outside of the reach of Keely Whitaker. Featherstone working hard again. Taken in defence. That was by Riley Perrott, who will be playing inside mid today for the Bull Sharks.
Tackling is always such a massive highlight of the way the girls go about it, and I don't think today will be any different.
Yeah, that's the Starcevich influence in Queensland. I think once the Lions started playing a heavy tackling game, particularly inside forward 50, every team, certainly around Queensland, probably around the country, said, yep, that's how you succeed in women's footy. Knocked inside by Whitaker. Scored a couple of goals on debut against Bond in seniors early this year, but that was definitely a throw. Bond with a chance to relieve the pressure.
This is where you want to see them pick a couple off. It's obviously been a hot start. See if we can get some clean footy coming down the wing.
Cleared by Hallie Geyer. And they have been able to get some work down the wing. It was Lacey Dutton who will concede the Lasso free kick, but the desire to keep it wide was impressive. And some good pressure by the captain, Tennille Kriska.
This is where it's going to be interesting to see if the girls can keep their space. There was definitely way too many of them pushed up here for that last kick. Gave her no one to kick to.
Baltay's kicked to a contest, and it was mainly blue and yellow Sharks rather than black and white ones. Izzy Lowe was the last one to touch it over the paint. Prolific goal scorer in this competition, Izzy Lowe. 4th highest of all time, in fact, in this competition. Through the hands of Holly Wall, who was brilliant in Southport's win in reserve grade last year. Bindi Crabtree knocking it over the top to Featherstone. Tries to sock it, doesn't sit for her. The handball didn't sit for Wall. They've still got the ball. Wall eventually decides, how about I just hack it inside 50 and see what happens. Crabtree says, I think that worked. Tried to tap it forward, didn't quite work. Messy for Wall. The charge down is strong from Wall. Again for Crabtree, who was cut in half by the covering tackle. going sideways across the 50. It's crab football at the moment, definitely not Sharks. Now, how many steps were taken into that? Jess Cunning says, at this level, I'm happy to call that a ball up.
No, not quite enough prior there for that one to be called a free kick.
I think it might have been Annika van der Klee who had the chopping tackle before, which was quite fierce. Beautifully run across by Sienna Burnham, an Academy starlet. Mark dropped in the middle of the field under enormous pressure. I believe that's Elliott who was able to get the handball away.
And Bond with some space now. Great mark.
Put up to Sienna Merry, 18-year-old who's had a very good first year in this competition. Gets the left foot inside 50. Beats everyone, but Lowe's in a bit of space. He's trying to get away from Langdale. Ends up going wide. Kick comes in from the pocket, misses. But Bond draw first blood through Heptonstall.
Really loved the way they worked for each other there as they went in. There was two Bond uni players there that were able to shepherd for the other and allow a bit of space.
And apologies to Piper McDonald, not Sarah Heptonstall. See, what's Sarah Heptonstall doing in the forward 50? She wasn't.
Oh.
Not the best clearance. Chance of a turnover, not quite able to make it count. They go outside of 50 to get back in. The charge down was fierce, and the turnover has resulted. Keely Whitaker, she'll move up the eastern side. Gordon in pursuit, under a lot of pressure, is able to break the tackle. Alicia Gordon looking for Featherstone. Featherstone dropped it behind her. It's probably the only direction she didn't want to drop the mark in. Ends up going back towards the 50. I think you have to call that bad luck because her technique is superb. We've seen that on many occasions. Holly Wall, back to Crabtree. Crabtree snaps. It's towards a one-on-one contest, well offline. Cavalry comes late, missed the tackle. Asher Elliott dribbles it through. Side the goal square, trying to get back in. Brought to ground is Burnham. That's a good ball and all tackle. Be a ball up in front of the behind post.
Beautifully defended by Bond there. Really could have put their head down and just thought that was going to be a walk-in goal, but they didn't drop their heads and they've done really well.
It's an impressive effort, Ash, I agree. An impressive mindset. Elliott into the ruck against Georgia Hamilton. Hamilton, I think, was deliberately on purpose, but totally accidentally trying to rush the behind, and it worked. That's probably the most gobbledygook thing I've ever said, which was entirely accurate.
Very funny, though.
I'm off and running. It is Father's Day.
All for dad jokes today.
Well picked out. Comes back to Lowe, who's come very deep. Looking for some runners. Keep it wide to the contest. Just went over the head of Bean, who's the other player in the headgear. Significantly taller than Featherstone. Turned over. Went inside to Peyton Mackey. Her moon ball didn't quite have the desired effect. Mackey gets a second opportunity. Will keep it wide. Bounces well, looking for Burnham. Lowe is in defence. Lowe did well, got the initial tap, and then knocked it back into her own path. That stoppage is her doing.
Really interesting watching the two different kinds of game style trying to happen here. You can tell Southport are trying to go fast, the quick handballs. Bond are trying to slow them up. It's working so far.
As I said last week, Bond showed they can play quick, but possibly decided, well, we need to settle into the game first because Southport have done the number on us the last couple of times. Baltaze was named in attack, but she's definitely lined up in defence, which is her more familiar position. Played a lot of games in the back five for the seniors.
And it's definitely something that Bond might be doing, like just trying to weather the storm in the first bit for Southport to just calm themselves down before they go out with the all attack. They don't want to be too far out of it.
Well said, as Mackey turns in circles. Floating kick inside 50. The contest has no winner. Langdale with a strong tackle on Lacey. Tilly Lacey also pops up for goals every now and then. She's got half a dozen this year and played, I think, all but one game for Bond in this campaign. Plooples, plenty of space. You do not give Plooples space. Looking to make it count. Goes wide of Featherstone. Gets a horrible bounce, or lack of bounce rather. Just evades the tackle of Heptonstall, able to maintain possession. They've found a way to keep the ball moving. Baltaze uses their own player as a shepherd in Plooples. Baltaze! Joe Baltaze from distance. And had that mark been taken, an almost certain goal. Knocked through off the body.
Again, just great pressure by Bond. They're not letting any of this be easy for them. They're making them work for every metre they're gaining.
But the run from Joe Baltaze, who I say is definitely playing defence, but turned high defence into high attack. No winner outside 50. Featherstone's been positioning herself so well today, and she'll get some luck soon, and the ball will bounce her way. Cleaned up in defence by the Bull Sharks. They're under siege. Burnham working through. Coughed up. That's a brilliant fend. Riley Perrott running out of defence. They haven't quite made it count yet. It was just sharked in front of Brouard. That was by Eliza Hand. Made a senior debut earlier this year. Well taken out wide. Ebony Milne breaks the tackle. Milne with the shot. Misses to the right. It's Southport's quarter so far.
Definitely having all of the attack at the moment. Just not quite making it count.
Milne's been playing a lot of defence the last couple of years, but began as a winger with Yeronga. And one coach described as one of the best natural outside midfielders she's ever seen. Just over the head of Lowe, but shielded it beautifully for Piper McDonald.
Great teamwork there by McDonald. Just came over her head, and so she was clever enough to hold it up.
Yeah, Izzy, you run decoy for me, please.
Well done.
Izzy gets her own stat.
I love this control by Bond. They're doing a great job here, and as I say it, it gets turned over. It always happens.
Commentator's curse is Asher Elliott picked it up well. The handball was aimed for Brouard. So good to see her on the park. Missed 2024 with an ACL. Never mind seniors, she could be playing AFLW at some point. Hopefully her career picks up again. Southport back inside the Boltays, beautifully brought down by Hallie Geyer from rugby league pedigree, and that was a tackle straight from the jeans. Haley Hines running onto the field. Well done by Lowe, just missed Hines on the way through.
Well tackled.
That's not the first tackle that's been strong from Sienna Burnham so far in this match. It's only 9 minutes old.
It's definitely a feature today, is just how strong these tackles are. They're doing such a good job.
The big improvement in women's footy at the moment is the skill level, but the athleticism has never been in doubt. Milne. Could be much more of a contest of arms all over each other. I think it's more of a congested game than was expected, but as Milne cleans up from the back again, pumps it inside 50. It was a rainmaker, and the rebound missed everyone.
I think the congestion is something that you can expect in a grand final. Everyone's going to be just trying to... The best way to win a grand final is not to be blown out of the water in the first quarter, so I think that's what they're trying to do right now, both teams. Get a call from the crowd there.
It's always good when the crowd's invested.
And it's a good crowd today too.
Usually is. I'll talk more about that in a moment. As Eliza Hand goes deep inside 50 again. The forward 50 mark's not coming for Southport, but they're giving themselves a lot of opportunity as the players ended with a strong tackle by Lily Ryder. A little bit high. No, sorry. No, I misread the signal. Sorry, Jess. Handling error allows Bond to put something together. Hines, the handball just missing Tilly Clarkson. Turned over. Going deep again. Yet another inside 50 entry. Just running away from Mia Trinder. Trinder tried to break the tackle, couldn't.
Didn't have even half a second before she was claimed there. Just knew exactly what she was going to do there. And the Bond defender got her.
Bond's defence been very well organised so far. By Guy. Southport to Milne. Milne shoots. It needs to swing from right to left, which is precisely what it does. Ebony Milne, opening goal scorer in the 2025 Reserve Grade Grand Final.
I love the way that curled then. There was definitely a bit of a contest on the line, but the goal umpire was absolutely sure that went through with no fingers. Well done, Milne.
Yeah, it dropped at the end. The only question was whether it was going to drop before the line, which would have brought the fingers into play.
Yes.
Or not, but yeah, beautifully bowled out swinger in another sport from Ebony Milne.
The curl was amazing. Just looked a little bit like it had not going to come back round, but the wind caught it and brought it back.
Don't know if Ebony Milne has a background in meteorology. Maybe she knew what she was doing from the moment she received the ball. Yes,
perhaps.
Very smart woman, Ebony Milne. Yeah, second year at Yeronga and a regular feature on Grand Final Day. Worth remembering as well, as far as I can tell, the breeze is blowing the other way. I thought that was just a good tackle around the shoulder. How did you see it, Ash?
No, just absolutely, but it just the speed in which they go in. It's just not high, not anything wrong with it. It's just the way that they go in. They hit so hard.
And when I said shoulder, I clearly meant forearm. Bogged down in the middle of Brighton Homes Arena. And for what it's worth, it's clearly not a major factor, but Southport is leading, kicking into the whatever win there is. They're looking to get off and racing again. Not quite able to get it through to Burnham, who's been everywhere in the first quarter. Comes back to the goal scorer, Milne. Couldn't handle it. Baltays could. Joe Baltays was looking for Featherstone. Featherstone has the same pole of magnet as the ball. No, she's got it this time. Finally, a bit of luck for Scarlett Featherstone. Straight up towards the hot spot. Bit of holding in the tackle. It was all legal. Players brought to ground. Knocked outside 50. Being chased hard by Tilly Clarkson. Back inside. Sienna Burnham. Burnham aims to the right. Looking to get the same curl that Ebony Milne did. They teach it.
That was amazing. That was an awesome fend off by Burnham. She had the skill and the poise to just slow herself down. She knew she had time and just kick truly. Well done, Sienna. Also want to give a bit of a call out to Holly Wall, who was down here in this pocket. Gave Featherstone the ability to actually be able to pick the ball up and get it across. Really like selfless things that don't really show up on the stat sheet. But when you're watching her go, just absolutely just earned her team the goal there.
Still only 19, Holly Wall. Last year she played in defence in the grand final, and she had the job of tagging... sorry, her name just fell out of my head. She's now at Wilston Grange. Good grief, this is embarrassing. Tashinta Kendall. Good grief. Sorry, Tashinta. That was a weird moment. But yeah, she basically marked... had the tagging job on Tashinta Kendall and did brilliantly. It was a big part of Southport's win. Pluple's trying to run through the middle. Then slammed to the ground afterwards, but it was a strong tackle.
Definitely caught. Maybe a little bit too much mayo on the drop. Oh, well done.
Big serve. So they've got the mark out wide. Put through to Piper McDonald. Inside 50. The bounce has favoured Bond University. Around the outside to Nikita Irvine. Irvine with the centering kick. The only person in the goal square is wearing a black and white jersey. That was Whitaker. Sienna Merry putting out now. How sufficient was the intent? That's deliberate. Set shot to Bond University.
Oh, and this is going to take her best kick. It's a highly acute angle. She's going to have to come around and snap it.
Which is clearly how Sienna Merry is setting up. 30 goals this season. And yes, there have been some mismatches in reserve grade, but there always have been, and players don't always kick 30 goals in a season. If you're going to pull out the best kick of your life, why not do it on grand final day? Not the one she wanted. I forgot she was a natural left footer.
Definitely wasn't the best kick of her life, but good try.
Pluples gave away a free kick in the middle of the field for holding. Picked out Crabtree wide. Just able to get the kick away. The tackle was strong. That came from Jessie Sewell. Contest just near the corner of the square. Pushing in the tackle. Pushing in the back, I believe. So Southport with a free kick to Peyton Mackey.
Oh, good pressure.
Drives it through the middle. She did run very close to the player on the mark, but picked Ryder out beautifully. Ryder just with an accidental torpedo through the middle. Taken, and it has been given. That's a 50-50 call. I've seen those go either way, but it will be Alicia Gordon with a set shot. I'm going to say on the edge of her range, and it depends what the wind's doing at the moment.
It has sort of just died down a little bit. It's not blowing as heavy as it was.
Well, Milne and Burnham could give us some advice. Runs to the right. Looks like it's going to fall just short, but marked beautifully in the goal square, taking front position by Lily Ryder. Not only the tallest player in the pack, but she had front position. Why wait? Lily Ryder, goal number 3 for the Southport Sharks. That was almost polite applause from the crowd.
It was polite applause.
Bravo,
very,
bravo.
Well
done.
Very cricket-like.
Nice boundary.
No, it's just that goal kind of came out of nowhere. It felt like Bond had all of the momentum really trying to get the ball down that side. And Southport just able to transition so quickly back down to their forward line. Almost came out of nothing, and they've now made it a 20-point lead.
The number of coaches I've been lucky enough to interview and learn from their wisdom. The turnovers. You get, in an average AFLW game, for example, there's about 120, 130 turnovers in a game. You may as well learn how to use them. And, of course, when teams play a very high defensive line, there's usually an opportunity if you can get good turnover ball. Peyton Mackey not relying on turnovers. She wants to win the contest in the first place. Ball. She doesn't need favours from anyone. Well knocked through. Back inside to Hand. Hand breaks a tackle. Gets it through to Mia Trinder. Trinder! It's number 4.
We mentioned that's not the scoring end, that's not the end that the wind is coming from. So even what they're doing right now is even more amazing to see just how much they're working so very hard, Southport, and they're getting the chocolates on the board.
Back in July, when these two teams met in reserve grade, Southport at quarter time were 2 goals won, and they ended up winning by 51 points. In the qualifying final, they ended up winning by 61, and they were only 1-4-10 at quarter time.
Wow.
Third quarter's the premiership quarter, only if you let it.
No, first quarter can be the premiership quarter if you want to go with that.
Order what you want from the menu. It's not fixed. They're starting to win every part of the game from the hit out. Not quite the clean kick that Georgia Wakefield was looking for. Wakefield, their first year at Southport after being an emergency for Bond in the equivalent match last year. I'd like to think that there was some rancour at being left out of that grand final, as, yes, that was high contact, so Southport with the free kick. Yeah, I'm sure that Georgia just changed clubs because she felt like it, but I'd like to think that there was, a lot of bitterness on the way out. Not the best kick, was turned over, was heading straight towards Lacey Dutton, but the ability of Southport to get back in defence, well, first it was impressive. The clock will beat Bond University. It's been all Southport in the first quarter. They lead 4-3-27 to Bond, one behind. Thank you for joining us here on Grand Final Day at Brighton Homes Arena on the official AFLQ YouTube channel.
AFL 9s, it's footy for
Best mates looking to be teammates.
cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game, looking at making a comeback.
It's footy for when your week's pretty cooked. Or for fitting it in between classes.
Ha! It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
Welcome back to Brighton Homes Arena. The goal scorers for Southport in the first quarter: Ebony Milne, Sienna Burnham, Lily Ryder and Mia Trinder. It was a dominant first quarter. My name's Daniel Viles. With me is Ash Newton-Spence, just so you know where to send the complaints.
Please don't send complaints.
Ash, we're about to get underway for the second quarter, but in the gaps, please analyse the first term for us.
We're going to be quick. Southport just absolutely dominated that quarter. Bond tried really hard in the first half to keep it under control. Southport just able to wrestle that back and have gone along with it.
And Southport through Sienna Burnham, getting the first clearance of the second term, and then caught holding the ball. Just had long enough with it to be caught. Comes out wide, courtesy of the boot of Riley Perrott, who's been probably one of Bond's best in the first quarter. Kicks it away on this occasion to Asher Elliott. Had the support of Plooples, who reeled it in with her gadget hands. It's probably an old reference now. Some competitions that kick, the ball was definitely thrown up, but it's allowed to continue. Just knocked forward by Whittaker, not able to keep it in. And while I'm glad the number of boundary throw-ins has been reduced in this competition, it's good. Oh, hello. No, we are going to have a ball up. I missed the call. I apologise for that. Well knocked back by Tilly Lacey.
Great tackle by Gaia there. Sorry, not Gaia. I ran into Burnham. I knew I saw the 30. I just went the wrong way. Apologies.
It's fine. Clever push from Hamilton, whose 21st birthday is today. Happy birthday, Georgia, and captaining a grand final side on your 21st birthday. There are worse presents you can get.
Carrying 3 Southport players as they tackled her and she just kept moving. Probably a good way to celebrate it too.
She wore them like a onesie. Perrott lost it through to Whittaker. To Plooples. The wingers combining. Plooples keeping the kick low, heading towards the space in the pocket. Running away from Holly Wall is well tracked. Clever handball back inside. The hands are working well. Holly Wall charged down well. The hands either came
smothered off the boot
from Taylor Ireland or Tara Radford. Either way, they worked well in tandem.
Just good pressure by Bond. I think that's the way they get back into this game. They've got to go back to the way they played in the first half of the first quarter. They've got to bring that pressure. They've got to stop allowing Southport to really run. And if they can constrict the game enough, they'll give themselves an opportunity to kick some goals. Not going to be fun to watch, though. That's a very congested kind of football.
So just watching for the possible high contact, but it was deemed to be okay. And out of the rugby maul, well, there were 2 changes of possession already. Southport coming out through Mackey, slammed into the ground. Free kick to Southport. I'm not quite sure. Well, I do know why the crowd's complaining, because it went against their team. And that's how footy fan.
Exactly.
Mackey sent players right, went left, rolling towards the goal. In the end, there may have been some hands underneath, but the result is the same. Southport on the board first in the second term, heading towards the railway. So Bond trying to find a way. Do they try to go through? And the mark is dropped. That was by Ireland. But again, no disgrace to Ireland. She was under extreme pressure. And even when Bond is trying to kick the space, Southport's closing it down and turning it into a contest.
Southport have set up beautifully.
Hand spun out of one tackle. Hand with the shot. And the New South Wales Central Coaster was nearly on the board. Sorry, I'm from that part of the world, and I always used to mention it whenever Taylor Gregory scored a goal. But now that she's at the Suns, I've had to adopt Eliza Hand as my main fellow New South Wales, Newcastle Central Coast area person. That was awkward. Oh. Through the hands again. That was Gaia, I think, who just wasn't able to wrap the mitts around it. Another turnover.
Centering ball.
Anyone's ball in there. Falls to Plooples. She didn't score a few goals from this position. Nominally a winger, although she may be playing a bit more on the ball today. And what we saw in the second quarter was that Bond's defensive structures held up very well for over 10 minutes. And then they rather crumbled somewhat. Well taken in the ruck by Hand. Moonball. Wall tries to get it to herself. Picked up by, I think that's Hepton Stall at the back. Twas. But she's hurt.
Oh, definitely hurt. Arms straight up in the air from her teammates there.
I wonder if something popped out, for example. I thought it was the arm initially. She was just holding the knee.
She's up.
Very good sign.
Trying to, you can see the way she's swinging her legs. She's just trying to shake it off.
Either that or she thinks she's a chicken.
I was going to say a flamingo with one foot.
Very tough player. There are tears there, and again, that's description, not criticism. Very bubbly character at the best of times, Sarah Heptonstall. So someone who gives a lot of energy to the Bond University side.
Getting the pats from her teammates as she's coming off.
So hopefully that doesn't mean her afternoon is over. She's clearly in distress
Clearly
at the
in
moment.
distress.
This is an opportunity to play. The person bringing her off is Nikki Milne, long-time manager here at, well, not here, but with the Bond University Bull Sharks. And yes, it's her daughter Nayali who's playing for the Suns now, but Nikki is a club legend in her own right. Dr. Nikki Milne. Intimidatingly intelligent woman. Back to the play. Just nearly fell to Hamilton. In the end, it was Lacey who was wrapped up.
And you're right with what you were saying before, that the pressure that Bond brought early, it did stand up for a little while, but eventually the dam wall broke. They're back with that dam at the moment, but how long will it hold up?
Maddie Furlong's doing her best, named on the wing, but now back in defence. Hand tried to knock it to a teammate, only found Hamilton. Bond not advancing. Sorry, Southport not advancing, but Bond not clearing.
No, it's staying exactly where it is.
Hand found a bit of space, trying to find more space. Over the top to Burnham. Her space was shut down. Comes in the middle to Ryder. Not able to be held. The pressure was good enough from Bond. Ryder makes up for the handling error with a strong tackle.
Tilly Clarkson just came in like a steam train then. I thought she actually did really well not to take her out.
The handball gets to Ryder, able to get a shot away, not quite with the direction she wanted, just out of the hands of Trinder. Handball over the top, hits the behind post, there'll be a boundary throw in. And nearly time for you to leave us for a little while. Ash, because you're on double duties today.
I'm on double duties. I will be back very, very soon. I hope I don't miss Bond's first goal.
Will be a 130-metre effort if they do. Long field here at Brighton Homes Arena. Southport on top, looking to win their third premiership in 4 years in this grade. Oh, inexplicable. Alicia Gordon may have nightmares about that. Still, if you're going to have a kick like that on grand final day, do it when you're nearly 30 points up. Bond finding a way out. Izzy Lowe's come a long way from home. There's no player at all in the other half of the ground. The full forward battle, so to speak, and it's kicked away anyway, so it becomes irrelevant, is just on the right-hand side of the centre circle. Southport going the switch. Kriska able to recover. Baltays gets a kick away, goes back inside 50. Over the head of Wall, just through the hands of Gordon. Falls to Power. Taylor Power on the board. Her second year in the Bond University QAFLW reserves. She's already in the top 10 all-time goal scorers. Oh, I apologise. Sorry, that's a behind. It was touched off the boot. I've wasted decibels. This is what happens when I'm left on my own. Bond University with a free kick, left half back. I don't think there won't be another opportunity for me to say Taylor Power on the board in this match. She tends to get on the board regardless of the status of the game. Trying to take on a few players was Joe Baltays, was maybe a bit lucky to eventually get it away. Whitaker found a way out, turned over. Bond, again, rebuilding the wall. Third time these teams have met in grand finals in reserve grade, and Southport have won both of them so far. Bond finding a way forward, couldn't connect. Burnham, superb. Brouard finds a way forward, kick to a one-on-one. Ended up beating the ball. Holly Wall, handball inside to Whitaker. Tried to cleverly knock it inside. Did well, infield rather. Wall gets some help from Crabtree. Tries to take on the tackler. Calls of ball. You can see what they meant, but I also think the umpires nailed that. Jason Mitchell will not be full. Langdale in the ruck contest. Very athletic figure. Cleared by Perrott, or not cleared by Perrott because it hit hands on the way through. Burnham. And just goes underneath Perrott again. Spun away from Clarkson. Wall. Got the handball forward. Taylor Power. Slipping in the goal square, and in the end, the effort in defence from Radford was superb. She'd slipped over as well, but was able to get the left hand out and keep the score to a minor one. Mark not held. Comes back in. Taken in the goal square, this time by Gordon. She scores the try, but she'll go back and kick a goal. So Alicia Gordon with a chance to set the record straight. Very versatile player, Alicia Gordon. She works as a forward. Now Southport has its 5th goal. It's taken them 11 minutes or 10 and a half minutes in this quarter. It's Alicia Gordon's 8th goal of the year in reserve grade. But it's her 25th goal in her reserve grade career, and this is her 13th match. Gives you an idea of how often she's able to get in front of the sticks and be successful. It also exercises whatever demons have been able to creep in since the missed shot. (38-1) is the score. And while the inside 50 count wouldn't be quite that dominant, it's certainly one-sided. Langdale lost the hit out, but won the clearance. Gets it out wide to Trinder. Trinder showing a turn of pace. Gets a bounce. Bit off ball than she could chew, but somehow got away with it. Got the pass back inside to Wall. Wall shoots. Good defence from Radford. Nearly coughed it up. Trying to run away was Hines. Back to Wall. Smothered by Radford. Wall and Radford working hard. Semi-cleared. Goes through the legs of Clarkson. Turned around. The shot comes in from a fair distance. Out on the full. Georgia Wakefield with the kick. So Bond not conceding. Plenty of pressure on the kick. Nearly coughed it up. They were lucky it went behind Featherstone. Mackey. Handballs inside. Could only find 3 blue and yellow jerseys. That'll be holding. I'm not an umpire. Gaia versus Hand. Ebony Milne going through, coughed it up with the handball. Pressure from Hand, does well at ground level. Wrapped up, nearly taken by Mackey, almost as a rugby halfback. Some strong work being done by Eliza Hand. Bond winning a few clearances, but not able to make them count. Umpire's just communicating. I have a feeling there were 2 whistles at the same time, but it is just a ball up. Seen Mitchell and Cunning umpire a few times together, and their communication is excellent as a team. Comes wide to Brouard. Comes wide past Brouard. Bond with a chance. Tara Dutton looking for answers. The senior coaching staff of Bond University are here. Don't know whether they have chosen to sit in the same area as the reserve coaches and dispense advice, or whether they say, no, you've got it this far. This is your day. Beautiful work from Hand. Got it to Milne, and then the tackling was strong to win the turnover. Hand makes up for the error, has 2 bull sharks on her back, and nearly took them for a walk. Hand playing a strong game. Tapped inside, went in the direction of Clarkson for Bond University. Wall, I don't have the ability to count them, but Wall may have as many tackles as disposals at the moment. She's been working hard in both aspects of the game. Whitaker on the charge. The tackle was strong from Gaia and is rewarded. A bit of Bronx cheering from the Bond University faithful. This went through the hands of Bean. Low. Tried to knock it inside. Low again with the second effort. Couldn't get boot to ball. Allowed to play on. Goes back to Bean. Has some support. Wide to Crabtree. Not able to get the kick away because the tackle from Izzy Lowe was quite fierce. Lowe and Crabtree get to know each other. Now it's Lowe and Boltez. And just on a little bit. Will just be a ball up. Jason Mitchell comes in to go, really? I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Bond starting to string some passes together, but they sweated on Clarkson. Eliza Hand just missing the target. Turned over again to Hamilton. Lands on the chest of Izzy Lowe. She's got a bit between the teeth. Out in space is Bella Bauer. She's now picked up. Southport have flooded numbers back. Everyone's a match-up. That was a clever kick. Saw that Kriska was behind the target. Was able to pick out Bella Bauer, who had run cleverly from centre half forward out to the left. Runs offline, decides to go for the layup kick. And it looked easier than it was at the end, but Sienna Mary timed her run perfectly. Not an absolute gimme of a shot, particularly as the wind has been inconsistent and unreliable today. But Mary will back herself in. And you would think this is important not just for Sienna Mary, but for the mindset of the entire Bull Sharks outfit. Left footer. Sienna Mary has an important goal for Bond University on grand final day in reserve grade. And it wasn't just the goal, that came off the back of a good 3 or 4 minutes of actually stringing passes together. Yes, there were a few times, particularly over here on the left wing, when they coughed the ball up, weren't able to maintain possession. But their second efforts to regain. I'm not going to support Izzy Lowe going in and putting a few bumps, but if you want to take the positive out of that, it did show the mindset of we're not going to back down. So I'll praise that element. Eliza Hand was looking for Mackie, found her. Mackie was also found. Clarkson's sitting on her. Clarkson needs the three. This goes a little wider. That's superb work in the marking contest. That's Nikita Irvine. Timed to run well, came from behind. Chips it in, looking for another contest. Falls into space. The handball was terrific. The shot may be offline from Lacey Dutton. Had to go quickly. And she would love life to have a rewind function right now. It's a 5-goal margin. There's no question who's in control. But the momentum has been the other way in the last few minutes as Ryder keeps it wide, finds Featherstone. Nice little step inside, has time for a bounce. It is a hard surface here at Brighton Homes Arena. Bouncing is rewarded. Didn't quite hit the target she wanted, but Milne enjoying the run up forward today. Goes across to Plooples, lovely step inside the defender. Plooples, this has been wonderful counter-attacking football from the Southport Sharks. Radford goes for the punch, didn't hit the centre of the fist. 3-on-1 contest. Alicia Gordon putting on, Usher Elliott putting on a lot of pressure. It will just be a throw-in, even though the initial attempt to get the ball to safety wasn't all that convincing. Very late in the second term. I don't know the reason, but we're clearly having inside the arcs ball ups 10 metres in rather than a throw-in. So forgive me for not being on top of the playing conditions. That's really not what the commentator ought to be doing. Well taken by Milne, who I think played on because they hadn't gone 15 metres. Bond University with the better of the play towards the end, the very end of the first half, but it has undoubtedly been Southport's half. Goals to Milne, Burnham, Ryder, Trinder and Gordon for Southport. Sienna Mary for Bond University. Thank you for your company wherever you are watching around the planet. Thank you for joining us on the official AFLQ YouTube channel.
Reminder that there is no access onto the playing surface during the halftime break. No access onto the playing surface.
AFL 9s. It's footy for
Best mates looking to be teammates.
cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game. Looking at making a comeback.
It's footy for when your week's pretty cooked. Or for fitting it in between classes.
Ah, it's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
The sun is poking its head through here in the northeast of Ipswich, just beyond the southwest of Brisbane. This is Brighton Homes Arena in Springfield. It's a beautiful facility owned by the Brisbane Lions. Next Sunday, the Brisbane Lions will be playing the North Melbourne Tasmanian Kangaroos here in the AFLW. Wonderful facility, and thank you so much for making it available for this grand final day of the Bond University QAFLW. This is reserve grade, and it is all Southport at the moment. They lead 5-8-38 to 1-2-8 over their great rivals, Bond University. The goals for Southport in the first quarter, it was Ebony Milne, Sienna Burnham, Lily Ryder and Mia Trinder. In the second quarter, it was Alicia Gordon. And then Bond have the most recent goal in this match, that going to Sienna Merry a couple of minutes before half-time. My name is Daniel Viles. I'm returning to the commentary box, fresh from doing a little bit of media work. Ash Newton-Spence. Now, I won't ask you for the content, Ash, but you have just been speaking with both Matt Lappin and Damien Richards. What's their mood like?
Mood is good from both sides. Very calm for both teams, which you'd sort of think on grand final day there would be some nerves, but both seem cool and calm and ready to go, and looking forward to a bit of a game where I think most people think they know what's going to happen, but that doesn't mean that Morningside can't do something a bit different and try and shake it up.
There's a bit of history there as well, particularly with Damien Richards, who's I'll save that story for a little bit later. So back to this game. Bond University, for the last 5 minutes of that half, finally had a period where they showed what they can do. What do they have to do in this game to get back into it? Because they have been stringing passes together. Not easy against this black and white mob.
I think to give credit to Bond to start with, that they really slowed down Southport scoring in that quarter, especially with the win too. They could have easily been able to really capitalise. They weren't able to, which is giving Bond still an option to get back into this game. I think what they need to do is try and slow down the handballs of Southport. They are going to continue to try and go fast. They do need to constrict it, but they need to hit those marks on the outside to try and give themselves a shot too.
Thank you, Ash Newton-Spence. Third quarter underway at Brighton Homes Arena. I think the ball had more bounces than any players have had in this game. They find a way out through Georgia Hamilton. She's able to kick it forward. The mark is dropped in defence by Neve Ryan, who's got a big career ahead of her, very highly regarded from the academy. Kriska got a bump just as she was releasing the ball, and the tackling is fierce. Nothing wrong with the physicality in this match as Eliza Hand brings to ground Maddie Furlong.
No, the physicality has been absolutely fantastic, and we've loved every minute of it.
Eliza Hand just lost the ball cold, able to get a handball away. Hamilton chasing, getting a head over the ball. No one really in control. Hallie Geyer thought she had it, and in the end Peyton Mackey did, and then the umpire said, no, I do.
Very strong, Peyton Mackey. Brought her down there with no hesitation whatsoever.
I think she's added some muscle this year, Peyton Mackey. She played a bit more seniors last year than she did this year, and she will play more seniors again. That's a slick handball out of the contest. Went to Sienna Burnham on the outside run. Drew the defender just over the head of Lillian Ryder, but it is a 2-on-1 in defence. It's just a case of where there's enough space. Handball back inside to Ryder. Ryder on the angle. It's across the face. The mark is taken in front of the goal square by Bindi Crabtree.
That is a fantastic contested mark there by Crabtree. Just kept her eye on the ball and was able to snaffle it.
Just over the head of Jess Matthews as well, who's been there, done that, knows all the tricks. But Bindi Crabtree, first year in Queensland, in a reserve grade grand final, is on the scoreboard.
Just great play by Southport there. The ability to keep it in, keep it moving. Fantastic. And yeah, that contested mark, you can't say enough good stuff about that one.
I'm trying to work out, so I might just see if I can go back in the footage I have available. It went to Sienna Burnham, but that beautifully, I believe it was Scarlett Featherstone. Just looking at the footage again now, which I have and you don't, but if you tap twice on the left-hand side of your screen on YouTube, it'll take you back 10 seconds. It looks like... No, it was Keely Whitaker.
Massive props to Keely for that. That was one beautiful handball.
Comes from a few sports. I knew that she'd done some triathlon, and then later on I found out that she'd done some rowing as well. And in the end, that was a bit of a one-contest handball to Eliza Hand, whose bright orange ribbon has been everywhere. Likewise, Plooples. Plooples goes deep. Tried to check side kick off the outside. Taken by Featherstone. I was blindsided by the defender, and Scarlett Featherstone just ghosted through the pack.
Another beautiful contested mark, and they've almost changed the way they're playing now. They've gone more contested. They're doing a really good job of taking these marks now and they're going to make Bond pay.
Featherstone looking to finish off the job. Did it hit the post on the... It's definitely behind... Yeah, it did hit the post on the way through. It's just a sudden change of direction.
Just snicked it, I think. So this is where we need to see Bond with a bit of control. We need them to take the marks. We need them to bring it down slowly. They need to be able to be really calm, because any kind of panic is going to cause blood in the water for those, I was going to say bull sharks, but that's Bond. So the great white sharks.
Turned over, is put back in by Ryder. Across the face. And I think that was probably more of a layup than a shot anyway. As Alicia Gordon was hovering around the goal square.
And that's just what I mean. Those kind of easy ones they can pick off and send it straight back in. They're going to really hurt Bond if they're not careful. It's taken straight out of the ruck.
And then ran into trouble, did Gaia. This is a gimme. I think Gaia thought she had an option on the outside, and then the player she was going to handball to suddenly wasn't there. So Holly Wall, who, as I said earlier, played a massive defensive role in Southport's reserve grade win last year. She's had a good year in attack. And she's on the board in the grand final.
Holly Wall played at least one game in the seniors during the year, because I know I've seen her play before. Was really impressive in that game as well, and she's just continuing with that consistency that'll see her get into the seniors on a more regular basis. But great to see her doing so well here.
Well, I know the game you're talking about. It was round 4 at Bond Uni, and that was Holly Wall's senior debut, and yours. But yeah, she kicked a wonderful goal running in from the left forward pocket that night. And just a very versatile. She can play as a small forward, as a small defender. She looks like, if you just saw her and hadn't seen her play, you'd say, oh, well, she's a winger.
Yep.
Maybe, she's lining up at inside midfield now.
No, but great to see her development, and I'm sure that a regular spot in the senior side won't be too far away.
Depends how many senior players get drafted this year. I think it's how many holes.
Very true. Oh, great smother off the boot.
As Bond University won the hit out, turned it over almost straight away. Georgia Wakefield shut down.
She's been very good, Burnham.
Well, the two of us don't decide best on ground today, but you know they do ask for our opinion and then nod politely. And Burnham's definitely in my thinking. Been everywhere, and of course you noticed inside midfielders, particularly when it's a contested day. But she's played her role and then some.
So it's been her run more than the contested stuff, just their ability to clear the ball from the congestion, which has helped Southport out so much. Wakefield
brought down by Whitaker, and then Holly Wall suddenly found herself in space that she didn't expect. Didn't quite put it in the breadbasket of Elliott.
That kick was beautiful, though. It was right on target. Great lead.
Gordon, not Elliott. Wrong brunette. Rucks arrived late. Wall over the top. Looking for the run of Langdale. Across the front comes Wakefield. That tackle kind of leapt at her and then missed her. Like an overeager hyena. Nearly fell forward to Wakefield. Desperate defence. It might be Redfield. Wakefield with the shot. Beats everyone. Kriska coming off for Baltays here on the boundary.
Another opportunity for Bond here to bring it out. They haven't done this particularly well today, but another opportunity.
Well, where are the free players? I mean, that's just gone to a contest including Wall. Izzy Lowe's done very well.
Thank goodness for contested marks.
And apologies, that's Tilly Lacey. Who's impressed me today, Tilly Lacey, despite the fact that I clearly don't know what she looks like. That one's taken by Tennille Langdale.
And that was just an unfortunate kick, because she kicked it straight in between three Southport players. They were always going to raffle that off.
The switch is on through Brouard, then to Bean. A string of uncontested passes, which is the Southport we know and enjoy.
Oh, good contest.
Defence was strong from Jess Matthews coming across. The shot isn't able to be stopped. The shot is through. Number 8 on the board for the Southport Sharks. All began from left half forward.
It was a very quick snap out of the pack.
Might have been Mia Trinder. Note Ryder. So Ryder's the first multiple goal scorer today. And for someone of her height, be able to first get down low and secondly get back up to get a clean shot on goal. It's all Southport. It becomes a mental game now.
Yeah, this is where it's really hard for Bond because everything they're doing is just not quite working for them, and they still have to continue to play this game out. You don't want it to get worse. But this is where you'd love to see them try something different. Let's try something crazy because at this point you've got absolutely nothing to lose. Let's see what you can do, Bond. Throw some weird ones around and let's see what happens.
Well, we're starting with Gaia trying to move through the middle. They have coughed it up, so how quickly can they refocus? Comes all the way through to Wakefield. She's increasing in influence in this game. Got it to the front of the contest, hit the turf. Very congested play. Featherstone looking to knock it out of the congestion. Mackie arrives from the back. Hits the deck. Plenty of players over the ball. And Featherstone very involved. So the highest score by one team. Sorry, more on that in a moment. Running through the pack. The shot is in. Just missed by Sienna Burnham. That might have settled a certain debate.
Hands in the... Sorry. Words. Face in the hands for that one. She knew she'd missed a soda there, Burnham.
I think she also knows it's well within her capabilities.
Oh, absolutely.
As of right now, the highest score by one team in a reserve grade grand final was 61 by Bond University when they beat Cooperoo here 2 years ago. We're about halfway through the third quarter and Southport's 2 points behind it, so you would think that record will go.
Definitely.
And the turnover to Tennille Langdale just outside the 50 is the kind of thing that could make that happen. Again, they're just going to forward 50 and relying on their ability to win the contest. Mackie gets a kind of snap out of there. Beautiful hands from Power.
Touched.
That's been touched, and really Featherstone wanted that to hold up. So Taylor Power now has 2 shots on goal. Both have gone through, but they've collected a bit of skin on the way.
Bond is still doing a really good job of defending here. They're not letting Southport have it all their own way. They are making it hard. It's just not quite working for them when they're bringing it out of defence.
The pick up and turn on the ground from Taylor Power. With an oval ball, it's hard enough to do with a round ball. Now, this will be a ball up 10 metres in. I was lucky enough to get some wisdom from the umpiring brass here at Springfield, but what happens most of the year is that you can't get boundary umpires for QAFLW reserve grade games, and so what they do when there's meant to be a boundary throw-in, as Bond win a free kick for a bit of pushing off the ball, you have a ball up 10 metres in, and while they have boundary umpires for these finals matches in reserve grade, why change what's been happening all year, given that the players have been playing under one set of rules? So that's why, as Mackie unfortunately kicks out on the full, but she was having a crack, that's why we have, at least inside the arcs, we have ball ups 10 metres in rather than boundary throw-ins. Well,
well done.
That was kicked straight into the shiver. I think she held it long enough to be awarded the mark.
I love that you've learned that word since the last time we were together.
Yeah, don't take too much credit.
I'm taking all that credit.
It was Neve Ryan with the mark before, so I was just...
Good contest.
So they've attacked it. Taken well by Hines. Behan with a strong tackle. 2-on-2. The cavalry arrive, and Lillian Behan can take a lot of credit for the fact that Bond did not have a shot on goal.
Definitely. The pressure is amazing.
The attack, I think it came from Dutton. Happy to be corrected. Is low with a tackle. Hand tries to bring it out. Free kick to Bond. Izzy Lowe has a decent range on a good day. And whatever win there is probably going to help. It looks pretty still at the moment. But Izzy Lowe, 61 goals in her reserve grade career in the Bond University QAFLW. Gives it a roost. Won't have the distance.
Oh, good.
Plenty of hands, just not quite able to get there. Came off the legs of Dutton. Not in the way she wanted. No clean hands at all. Mackie with the tackle.
I reckon there were 3 people with their hands on the ball in that one. Just walked forward.
Yeah, it's like they were trying to move a bit of furniture or something.
Pushing a piano.
Wall working hard in defence, and she was held back as she was chasing. Southport. I was about to say get out of jail, but they've earned the right to get out of jail because they attacked the ball hard and forced Bond into an error.
Oh, wow.
And again, they switch to Baltays. Baltays, the Northern Territorian, gets on her bike, goes Route 1, beats Featherstone. Pluples gets a horrible bounce that allows Hines to get in on the action. Apologies, that's in the key to Irvine. Irvine, just out of reach of Merry. Bean again, growing in defence. Handball to Baltays didn't come quite sweetly off the fist. Baltays broke a tackle and then realised she'd broke a tackle, and probably that surprise, and then won the free kick for being thrown. Hands on head from Lacey Dutton.
Bit of consternation from the Bond girls there. Thought they'd earned the free kick with holding the ball.
I will say.
Good smother. Great pressure.
Dutton makes up for the error. Strong tackle on Alira Usher. Just be a ball up. I think the whistle had gone long before the fist hit the ball. Yeah, Jess Cunning's a lawyer during the week. Don't take her on. If you disagree with her, just don't. Don't show it. Trust me.
And there's a little bit of disagreement around that ball. There's a couple that are a bit not sure. Straight to Bond there.
Wall in the action again. Hamilton on the ground. Hamilton's worked hard today. The luck hasn't gone her way.
There's a little bit of frustration coming from Bond now. Just a little bit. The tackles are just a little bit harder. They're just a little bit crankier.
Which, there's a way of making that work.
Yeah.
Hoisted forward by Ella Furlong. Moonball inside 50. Nearly taken one-handed by Lowe. The ball is squeezed out. Plenty of attacking. Just went past Hines.
Oh, well tackled.
Brought Kriska to ground. Not sure if that was a throw or not. Hamilton, her kick is smothered, gets a second opportunity.
Gets it on the boot.
And then Kriska recovers to be able to take a slips catch, knock it outside of 50.
Oh,
well taken by Ebony Milne. Finds Wall on the run. Wall keeps it wide. Didn't quite weight the kick the way she wanted. Missed Taylor Power. Taken by Radford, who backed into the tackle. Interesting call coming. I agree with that one from Jason Mitchell. Taylor Power earns the free kick.
Just slammed on her brakes, not realising someone was right up her tail.
I think she realised, but maybe thought she could spin out of it. And well taken across the front by Lily Ryder. Ryder finds herself in space. Crabtree all on her lonesome.
No,
Players to come back. For that kind of free kick, you do have to go behind the mark. Oh, it was the wrong player. I apologise. So that has to come back to Alicia Gordon. Gordon will go to the same spot.
Oh.
Just out of reach, swung away and almost into the arms of Taylor Ireland. Opportunity persists as Crabtree, showing her strength, was able to pick up both Heptonstall and the ball in the one movement. Actually, is that... Sorry, McDonald. Haven't checked on Sarah Heptonstall. Hope she's okay. Loose ball very near the goal square. Hand ran past it. Mackie looking for an opportunity. Well wrapped up in the tackle. No, that is Heptonstall. She's back out there. That's fantastic to see.
Wonderful.
Yes, 27 and 37 look very similar, but I don't want to make excuses. Southport well in control, hungry for more. Nearly coughed up to Wakefield. Handball going wide from Bond, low on the chase. Used her body against hand. In the end, they both hit the ground. Pluples able to get a handball away, was picked up by Perrott. Made an air swing. Somehow Mackie crashed in from the side. There were players going in all directions, almost like a stunt car formation team. Has that been dragged in? If it is, there's no way in Hades that Jess Cunning would have been able to see it from her angle, and she was well positioned.
Pluples just took a little while to get up after that contest, but she's up now and ready for the switch.
Thumped forward by Clarkson. Playing Route 1. Berry got a horrible bounce that enabled Southport to win the turnover. Comes to Brouard wide. Who was with the Gold Coast Suns for a while. She didn't play an AFLW game, but she was drafted. Southport through the middle. Good run from
Didn't have
Asha Elliott. Was the tackle early on Baltays. Ash Newton-Spence says no.
No.
Jason Mitchell more qualified.
Definitely.
Southport's quarter. Bond still just the one goal for the match, and that was in a good period they had late in the second term. Burnham and Mackie with the tackle. Mackie's in the reckoning as well. Bond win, clear, give away the lasso.
Yeah, we've said it that Bond have done a good job to not allow this to get completely out of control. It's sort of teetering on that spot right now, but Southport still not quite making them pay the way that they should. They have kicked 8 goals to 12.
Yeah, 20 scoring shots to 3 looks a little bit
does.
Has held off the ball, so Bond University with a free kick as Matty Furlong just gets a push in. They decide to move it wide to Hamilton, who moved herself into space. Both of these sides like to use the uncontested mark, but they've been a little bit different today as that went straight over all of the Bond players, end up landing in the arms of Sienna Burnham.
Oh, bit of push and shove off the ball. It's going to be a free kick to Southport.
So not a downtown free kick, just a free kick
Just
awarded
a free kick.
at the spot where the infringement occurred. Elliott goes inside, Whitaker drops it, recovers well, and the siren, you could argue, rescues Bond University in this instance. 3 goals to 1 in that quarter in favour of the Southport Sharks. Bindi Crabtree, Holly Wall and Lily Ryder scoring her second. No goals for Bond University in that quarter. It's a 52-point margin at three-quarter time of the reserve grade grand final in the Bond University QAFLW.
AFL 9s. It's footy for
Best mates looking to be teammates.
cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game. Looking at making a comeback.
It's footy for when your week's pretty cooked. Or for fitting it in between classes.
Ah, it's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
result seems to be secure, but I'm a sporting romantic and I live for the miracle. It's played 1 minute from Southport will be running to the right of the screen. I haven't yet seen a mass migration of Southport fans down to that end of the ground. Maybe they're all staying around here expecting a presentation of the grandstand. All they want to get their voices in the effects mic. Either way, they've got the first inside 50 in the quarter. It's fallen into space. Scarlett. When is Featherstone going to get a good bounce? I think it's happened once in this match so far. Clarkson brings it away. Taken by Maddie Furlong, the elder Furlong sister. Out wide to Bella Bauer, who's named in the forwards, but sadly got back to get a bit of level on her hands today.
Benefit of Featherstone is he's always near the ball, so it's allowing the ball to go that time bounce itself.
Kind of want the full stop on this game to be Featherstone scoring a screen. Ball nearly fall. No, it's still not going to fall for a kind of. Hacked forward, that's by Trinder. First year in this competition. Just trying to knock the ball to safety. Comes back to Wakefield. Good handball inside. Comes to Ryder. For a moment I thought the left to right swing was going to work for her.
I think for a moment the teammate thought it was going to work as well. She was just ready to shepherd it through. Just didn't quite work.
So for those of you who are stats nerdy as me, firstly we have meetings on Tuesdays, and secondly they've now equalled the highest score by one team in the grand final. Handball inside from Walmer Featherstone. Featherstone with a clear shot on goal. Scarlett Featherstone doesn't have the distance.
She got that kind of bounce though.
No way, so Taylor Power circumnavigates the ball without ever touching it. Knocked to Featherstone. Knocked up to Ryder. Featherstone gets the assist. Ryder gets the goal. Southport gets the record. And as well positioned as Scarlett Featherstone.
Oh, absolutely. We went for that big cheer there. We thought Featherstone had done it. I took my eyes off it. I was celebrating up here in the box, and then I looked down. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, wait a second.
Yes, my depth perception failed me.
Yeah, mine too.
But she has been outstanding for Featherstone.
And got that kind of bounce finally.
So we used to see, I honestly don't remember, for the seniors grand final, the high school stats will be on the AFLW website probably tomorrow, if not Tuesday. I forget if they're going to provide it for this game as well. Forgive me for not checking. Worth checking the website anyway. Good handballs were getting moved. Went back into the centre circle, not able to propel it further forward. Maddie Furlong getting involved. Back to Clarkson. Just pumped forward. They're inside 50. Priska ate that for breakfast. Got it to Brouard. Floats it forward because she saw Adam Cooper's free. She offered his. Clarkson was able to shut it down. Calls a contest. Cooper's and Clarkson time. Dragging each other away from the ball. Really, in the terms of a bit of a slumber party.
We were just sort of laying around on the ground having a bit of a rest. It has been a very hard day for the
It's just got a little bit sunny. The temperature's still only 22, 23, but playing at a fast pace. In the grand final. And the wind drops. Pulls them down. Knocked forward. Into a little bit of space. Being chased through by Nikita Irvine. Well done by Biggin in defence. Not for the first time today. She's stopped the shot on goal. Still work to do. This won't go 15. It's just a case of how it lands. Biggin in position again. Gordon got the run, eventually hacked out by Hand, I believe. Taken in defence by Mill. The last couple of years of playing defence for Mill just means she's more versatile. Just lost a bit of the weight. First time today, bit of ill communication from the Southport players. Allows a big run down the wing from Mia Trinder. Trinder puts 2 steps on, 2 bounces on. Will go inside 50, just came off the outside of the boot, but they've got the overlap. Not sure that was a handball, but it goes through to Taylor Power. Inside to Featherstone. Walker in Scarlett.
Could not have done that better if they tried. Used each other as they were coming in for the goals, and Featherstone to finish it off.
I will just say there's a bit of a question mark over the handball. I think it was from, I do think it's still Gordon and Ellie, and I apologise to all their friends and family and them, of course, but yeah, I'm not sure if this got to the ball, but that's the only question mark on any part of that play. And it was at least
of their defence really hasn't had a lot to do today, but every time ball gone down there, they've done a great job.
49 matches is a great today. Wakefield. Deck card gives Bond University an opportunity. Last time they were up defending the ground, they ended up conceding a goal. Izzy Lowe. Might get the ball to bounce back for her. She's outside 50, being well tackled by Neve Ryan. I think I called handball. This is good attitude from Bond University. They're down by a lot on the scoreboard.
But they're working so hard. They're not dropping their heads. They're not dropping their bundles. They know that they can still make an impact here, and they're working really hard just to show everybody that they are worthy of being.
Knocked forward by Bauer. Good lead. Excellent lead. Sienna Mary to the target or near for the Bull Sharks.
And that's what they can do. They obviously haven't been allowed to do it today, but they are showing now that they still do have that ability. They definitely earned their way into this game. They do have some skills. It hasn't been able to be shown, and that's just through pure Southport brilliance for a lot of the game today. It's so good to see them getting a bit of reward, let's face again.
Sienna Mary. Not a lot of wind at the moment, so you think she just needs to kick through this. She doesn't get by us.
She does. That just faded a little left.
It did. Still don't think she needs my advice.
No.
You'll very quickly agree there. That's okay, faded to the left. Possibly just didn't have John did Brouillard. Got over the ball. People's not able to fish the ball, they're able to lose the ball just before that.
Them loving the way that one's going. They're just still going in just as diligently as they were in the first.
There's a sense in which it's easier because you're no longer worrying about it.
Billy, stop.
It's easier to do what your coach told you to do in the first place, which is just to follow the process.
But it's harder to get yourself up for it when you know because you know there's no tickets on the end of it. It's a harder thing mentally to do.
Because I think what you're saying is true for a lot of players, but there are other players who at this point think, okay, we've beaten this. I'm going to do a bad hand. I'm going to do something, not necessarily dirty play, but I'm just going to make it so that you always have to say, yeah, we didn't finish strong. On with a chance now. Picked off beautifully by Burnham. Hamilton charging through, ran straight to Eliza Hand. Knock to Hamilton. Hamilton with a shot. Forwards couldn't get front position. I think it was Hunter Irvine who was just not behind Irvine. And they're on the counter again. Southport have been dangerous today. It's a 2-on-2 battle. Taylor Power just got in the way of Gordon. Gordon at this time able to get the handball away. Turned over. Well pickpocketed by Taylor Ireland, who's done some good things today. Is that like the Hines? It's not Ireland. Around the Clarkson ball, they haven't come. Clarkson with the tackle. Crabtree at the back. Forward by Burnham. Out towards Power, well tracked by Heptonstall. Heptonstall not able to get a kick away, turns it over. Power centres the ball. I'm glad we got to see Tara Radford do something like that today because I don't see her being in reserve grade for much longer. I think there's a senior fullback waiting. I think Furlong was just trying to tap it back into space and miss the ball. Yeah. Peyton Mackey.
Been on the wrong end of the field though, Peyton Mackey today.
She's tackling towards just out of reach. This will be a 10-metre error. Might land in the arms. And also good. Best players in the field, and definitely thinking about seeing Burnham. I don't believe Bean's been the best, but everything she's had to do today, she's done extremely well. Left foot kick comes in from Burnham.
Oh, well done. Featherstone with the mark. Just snaffled it.
I think Featherstone's put the most effort on the field today. I don't think she'll get the BOG, famous last words from me, but it is good to see her getting some reward in this fourth term. It's a double.
The ball just didn't bounce in her direction a lot of the times. It's made her not look quite like she's got that skill, but it's there. She just needs the ball to be nice to her. And since it has, it turned on her in that last quarter, and it's been all smooth sailing since then. Really well done.
I was given a nice stat about Scarlett Featherstone before the game. It seems like the time to up now. A Southport junior, I think I'm saying I think she still plays under 17s, but essentially this will be her 5th grand final win in a Southport Sharks jersey. That's junior and senior. She was part of the reserve grade side last year. And I think of that generation of under 18s, or possibly since the sort of junior women's program started, I think she'll become the first person to win 5 grand finals in the women's program at Southport. Eliza Hand. Long with a chance to recover at the back. They formed the cul-de-sac. Featherstone nearly got it back. Bradford knocked it forward slightly. Turning numbers, Keely Whitaker had time and space for a shot towards the pocket. Weird bounce, nearly goes back to Featherstone. Was well cleaned up at the back. It'll be cleared by Heptonstall after Taylor Ireland put in a couple of good efforts in this last passage of play.
Southport just look like they've got 24 more players out there. They're ready to drop every ball. Every single time that it looks like they've got a little bit of space, they just close in on it.
Shot comes in from Power. Taylor Power. It's cleaned up and then escorted in a slightly not hotelier kind of way through the behind area.
Slightly rough kind of way.
Yeah. You complain about customer service.
Definitely. Thanks for coming out. Actually, guys.
Trying to switch the play. It was well picked off by Ryder. Trying to create an opportunity. Came inside to Whitaker. Whitaker looking to find a way out. She found a way out because she's that quick. The shot's just to the right. The mark is paid.
Wow.
And Alicia Gordon was walking back in entirely the wrong direction, but let's praise the mark.
So good. Fell right in her arms. But just the composure to be able to hold it. Brilliant.
Well, I think her body work to make it fall in the arms
Sure.
is the impressive part. Alicia Gordon had a goal in the second quarter, has a goal in the fourth quarter.
Brilliant down by Gordon.
Just to go through the goal scorers today, because there's been a few. It is the highest score in the reserve grade grand final. This is only the 7th 2019 again. It was Ebony Mills, Sienna Burnham, Lily Ryder, and Mia Trigger in the first quarter. Alice Gordon in the second. Bindi Crabtree, Holly Wall, and Lily Ryder again in the third. And then in this quarter, Lily Ryder in the second minute, Scarlett Featherstone twice, and then Alicia Gordon again. Sienna Mary bongs home the goal scorer in the second quarter. They're a better side than they've been allowed to show today. The women's program at Southport, well, they're the favourites in the seniors grand final. I don't want to preempt anything. The worst thing a commentator can do is tell you a match before going through. What I will say, the chance of football this afternoon could be not just thrilling, but of an elite quality. Right now it's about reserve grade. Several minutes ago, Georgia Hamilton's worked hard without much reward today. As has Izzy Lowe, breaks a tackle, good handball over the top, found Lacey. Across, it's a 1-on-2, but all the running was with the one. Good work out of defence from Keely Whitaker. He had a very good role in the last goal. 2-on-1, and the one is Plugels who wins. Crabtree kicks it over the top. Contested mark. The bottom player circumnavigated that and I think had her hands around Taylor Power. Thought Power was too casual. She was trying to set it up for Featherstone's hat trick. He was just a little bit too lackadaisical. That's what humbled with McDonald. Langdale, a strong game all the way through. Parrish. You see how she dominates the season started. Southport can be very proud of the women's program they've built. They had a junior girls program for a long time, but the women's program only began in 2020. Spent 2 years winning the QAFLW first division, then came to the QAFLW, made a grand final in the first year. In 4 years, we're about to win the third reserve grade title, turning the ball over in midfield. They play until the siren. Joe Balte's has been outstanding today. I'm impressed but not surprised.
We have said all day that ball defence has been really good just to sort of hold them up. Southport's still working really hard, very trying to push through that. They've been doing really well.
That's Elliott. Good mark in defence, and he was able to find Lee Bryan in space.
Oh.
They didn't make mistakes with Keely Whittaker thought, yeah, make this mark look difficult for me. She goes back towards the hot spot. The ball flies beautifully taken over the back by Abby Pluples. She's a winger, not a key forward, but she can do key forward things. Why? Because she's Abby Pluples.
Another one of those ones that I love watching in the seniors earlier in the year, but it's amazing to see the level that Southport have that these girls aren't getting a run in that team. But fantastic Pluples.
Abby Pluples is part of the party as Southport march towards reserve grade premiership number 3.
It's been absolutely magnificent, Southport. I don't think there's quite enough superlatives to give to them today. They've been wonderful on every line, every player. They haven't had a poor player. Just amazing to see what they can do.
Thesaurus.com. If you need more superlatives.
I don't know if I can do more superlatives. That's a good word.
Just need some comparatives that look very important.
Just need to get my chat GPT working for some extra superlatives for Southport and just how good they've been today. But nothing taken away from them. They have worked really hard. They've just been outclassed by an absolute team today.
Sometimes a grand final is a real contest and someone has to earn the rights to win the premiership. Sometimes it's a coronation. And today Southport, okay, they're in their defence. Asher Elliott will just take the opportunity to show her skills. A little fumble in defence, but they've got a 4-on-1. Just taken around the corner by Ryder, who's moved back into defence. Maybe they've thrown a few defenders forward to see if they can get on the score sheet. Cooper's playing full forward, apparently. Balte's just able to knock the ball loose. Bob looking for a consolation goal. It's a good attitude. Falls to Lowe. Lowe with a step. Not able to get full purchase on the shot. Taken by Kriska, who in a few minutes will be handed the Premiership Cup. No team in the history of the Bond University QAFLW has gone back-to-back in seniors and reserves. This will be, so to speak, 3/4 of the job done. Bond University through Fakalira Usher. There's an opportunity. One-on-one contest, that's a good strong mark taken. Sienna Mary again. The siren will be close. Fans are not allowed to stream onto the ground. The reserves bench is up. They know the siren is imminent. Sienna Mary wants the last word. Good side for a left footer, even though it's a narrow angle. Not really a lot of strength from the kick. Falls in the goal square. Cleared. It's 3 in 4 years for the Southport Sharks. Bond University QAFLW, reserve grade premiers.
Congratulations to the Southport Football Club, the 2025 Bond University QAFLW Reserve Premiers. Southport winning the match 13-14-92 over Bond University 139. The presentation will be held on the ground in front of the grandstand in just a few minutes' time. Please remain in the seating bowl as there will be no access for spectators onto the ground.
And they're going to have fun with the premierships on the way.
Not much doubt of that at all. So the goal scorers in the first quarter was Ebony Moore in top quarter. It took 12 minutes to get a goal on the board. Bond held them out for a fair old while. They had Bond had the first couple unders. Probably dominated the first 2-3 minutes or so. And then Southport had a long period of that transition. They were able to eventually turn it into 4 goals in 6 minutes. But Ebony Moore was seeing the ball. Willie Ryder, the defender. Alicia Golden was the only goal scorer in the second quarter. And that was an fantastic They had 3 goals in 8 minutes.
The Southport seniors run out here with hugs all around down here. Definitely that one club mentality happening. The seniors are just as excited to be there as they will be for themselves.
And of course, formerly a player, now a celebrity, Taylor Goodman, of the Gold Coast Suns, has made the trip up here today after he was left out of the side for the Suns yesterday. He's been very much a part of the Look, I was about to say girls, I'm going to make them they call each other girls. So Crabtree, Ball and Ryder scored in the third term for Southport. And in the fourth quarter, Ryder, 2 defence down, 1 to goal and 1 clearance. 92 points to 13-14-92. Bond 1-3-9. It's the biggest score by one team. It is the biggest one in the margin. So sadly, Bond now have the biggest losing margin in both series and it's over. But they've also got a few points, so you can't be called fake. It's just been
got to put a little bit of perspective into just who they're playing against. They're not coming out and playing.
Yeah.
They couldn't find one, but they're playing against an absolute force, and that's what Southport are in history and their sense.
they're not playing against North Carolina.
That's better. Thank you. Well done.
So, first of all, congratulations to the Luton side. Tara Duck has got a side to the grand final in the first year. We'll get married over, so 20 days ago, but she has kept the side in the grand final. They've had a wonderful year. And as I say, it's the players on that side. With very big futures. I think today, it's, we'll find out who the official best man round is. You can see him sitting on the stage in front of us now. I think the one who stole hearts today, regardless of whether she wins the medal, I think Scarlett Featherstone, partly because, short players who wear something stupid like that, tend to stand out. But she's just got that zipping factor where she gets around the crowd so quickly, and as soon as she gets the ball, you tend to sit up and look straight in the seat to see what's going on.
Just don't know what's going to happen in the ball. Kindly bounces her way for a take. But exactly, it's something that, as we've spoken on some of the broadcasts before, that I do have a stats background. It's something that I tell girls all the time. Wear something in your hair, wear purple boots, wear something that stands you out, because the more and this is where I got annoyed a little bit with the girls at Southport. 4 of them have got bright red ribbons in their hair, which I thought, this was great, well done, I'm going to know who you are, and then I realised there were 4 of them. That doesn't help me. But it's if you can find a way to stand out, you'll be surprised how often you get noticed. So if you can wear those boots or something like that, and today's been starting to hit me, it's easy to spot off the ball team spotter as well. Went right straight to us.
Paraphrase Barbara Stiles, we've got raining.
Exactly.
Whatever they want to.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you guys yourself have taken a lot of seniors this year, and then you have some of the star under 18s that come back in the seniors. So they've come back to reserve grade. They haven't noticed, they haven't thought of and downloaded. That's the plan everyone. Specifically, Abby Coulter is one, Joe Galtays is another, Ebony Mills is another. They're probably the main people who play on lots of seniors this year, and then got squeezed out and pushed that year coming back at one. But they turn lemons into lemonade, and you can even argue, well, where are the lemons?
There's no lemons out there. There's no lemons out there. And I'll give a couple of other shout-outs to a couple of players that we've really mentioned so far. Holly Wall was really, really good today. Popped up just out of nowhere a few times, but great in forward and defence. She was making sure that she was all over. Peyton Mackey was just so strong around the ball. Worked so hard. The tackle pressure coming from Peyton was fantastic. I'm trying to find other ones that I want to shout out without giving away who we gave some of those votes to.
Well, while that is Tennille Langdale, who really just played her role, but can be a bit of a tourism sometimes, but just having a big, scary physical presence in the middle of the field, which just means you never quite know what effect that person has in just making people go in a different direction. I have seen her tear games at Southport before. She didn't need to do that today, but everything she did well. And I think she's the kind of player who just makes it easy.
Oh, absolutely. Just knowing that she's there and helping that. That's the kind of player that you want standing next to you under all circumstances. She's someone who knows how to follow your lead and follow your lead.
Just to give some props today to people around the club. The social media teams for both Southport Sharks and Bond University, if you don't already follow them on Instagram and Facebook, do so.
Testing.
If you don't done yourself this week, and the way you've gone behind both ways, outstanding. And these players deserve to be made stars. We do our best to become ones. And it's wonderful that we're making stars out of this world. Really ready to program. We don't quickly up the
Give me the thumbs up.
Having me.
and you'll have a big contribution to make in the senior grand final. It begins at 2:30 on this channel, a different video.
Hello everyone. On behalf of AFL Queensland, I'd love to welcome you here today to the beautiful Brighton Homes Arena for our 2025 Bond University QAFLW Reserves Grand Final presentation. My name is Josie Fielding and I'm the Senior Corporate Affairs Manager at AFL Queensland, and it's my great privilege to be your presentation MC this afternoon. Before we get started, a huge round of applause to both Southport and Bond University for making the grand final today. And congratulations to the Sharks on their win, taking it home 13 goals, 14 behinds to 92, to 1 goal, 3 behinds, 9. Congratulations to the Sharks. Now I'd like to welcome Kieran Daly, my colleague at AFL Queensland, and he's the Participation and Operations Manager, and he will assist in today's presentations. And now I'd like to congratulate our umpires on their grand final appointments and take time to thank them for their efforts today. To receive their grand final medallions, please join me in welcoming our field umpires, Jason Mitchell and Jessica Cunning. Our boundary umpires, Jake Dixon and Jono Steele. Our goal umpires, Bryce Franklin and Finn Maddock. And our third umpire, Cooper Girola. Please join me in showing our appreciation for our team in green, not only for the amazing job they did today, but their efforts throughout the season, as without our umpires, our game isn't possible. Congratulations to you all. And now I'd like to invite Kieran to come forward to present the medal for the player selected as best on ground in today's grand final. This medal is determined by a 3-person panel voting on a 3-2-1 basis. And I am delighted to announce that the player judged as best on ground in the 2025 Bond University QAFLW Reserves Grand Final from Southport, number 38, Alicia Gordon. to invite Tara Dutton from Bond University to come forward and say a few words on behalf of her club.
Firstly, just wanted to say congratulations, Southport. You've been really strong this year. Definitely your day today, but we'll come back bigger and stronger next year. Enjoy your celebrations. To the umpires, well done today and congratulations on a good season. To our sponsors, especially Bond Uni, we really appreciate your support in sponsoring the league. And I'd like to acknowledge from Bond Uni our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Tim Bradesman, and also our Director of Sport, Michael Collins. We really appreciate your support throughout the season for Bond. To our coaching staff, our wonderful volunteers, and all of our support staff, we couldn't get here today without you, and we truly do appreciate all that you do for us. To our girls, not our day today, but I am so proud of how hard you fought all season. You really do need to hold your heads high and just come back bigger and better next year. We're all really proud of you. And special thanks to everybody here, everyone that's on the live stream. We really appreciate your support to the Women's AFL, and you certainly make this a bigger, stronger competition. So please keep supporting us, and thank you everyone for coming.
Thanks so much, Tara. I'd now like to kindly invite Shannon Tate from the Southport Sharks to come forward.
Firstly, just to Bond and Tara and Bond team, thank you for the year. Andy, your program has been awesome over the years and got us a few times earlier in the year, and we knew today wouldn't be easy, but thank you for the battle. To the Southport Sharks Footy Club, our major sponsors, Cool Beans, Fit Food, FemPro and Urban Equity Group, thank you for your support. To Fieldy, Davey and Mel, they had a chat to me last year and got me down to this footy club, and I love being a part of this footy club, every minute of it, so thank you. Behind the scenes, quickly, just Lisa with the stats. I believe this is her last day, but thank you for all you do for this team and this club. Jenny and Blair, thank you for what you've done. The S&T C team, Crystal and Layla and their staff, marketing team with Cam, Jack and Reed, and just the footy program that Maddie set up has just been elite, and I think the players have really developed. So, to my coaches, Mel Case and Justin, you've been with me at every game, mate. I really do appreciate it. And lastly, and most importantly, is the playing group, the squad mentality that we've had. It was really hard decisions through the week, but there's 47 of you that have contributed to this premiership, and let's let the celebrations begin.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Okay, it's now time to present the players from Southport with their premiership medals. And I'd like to ask Kieran Daly to come forward and assist with the presentations. Starting with number 8, Abby Plooples. Number 16, Joanna Baltus. Number 22, Bindi Crabtree. Number 26, Peyton Mackey. Number 30, Sienna Burnham. Number 31, Eliza Hand. Number 33, Tennille Langdale. Number 34, Ebony Milne. Number 36, Coach Shannon Tate up to the stage again. And now I'd like to invite Kieran Daly to present the Premiership Cup to the winning captain and coach. From the Southport Sharks, Captain Tennille Kriska and Coach Shannon Tate, your 2025 Bond University QAFLW Reserve Grade Premiers!
Three premierships in 4 years in reserve grade for the Southport Sharks. It's a big day for them. Best on ground, Alicia Gordon. Thank you to all of you who've tuned in on the live stream and via Shark TV. Excellent initiative from the Southport Sharks. Your reserve grade premiers. I know the feeling around the Southport Cup because they've only half done, but you've got to celebrate this morning. The Southport Sharks, the reserve grade premiers. Over now.